Oh my, we're back for episode 24 of Keeping It 1492. Don't listen to those imposter podcasts of Keeping It 1942. They only have a select group of things they can really talk about of 1942, but Keeping It 1492, you know, we have so much more we can talk about because of history.
A lot was going on in 1942.
Keeping It 1942 is actually only in Navajo because it's a code-talking podcast.
I recently watched that film again. One of Nick Cage's underrated works.
Nick Cage is in that?
Was that Wind Talkers?
Yeah, Nick Cage is the lead actor in Wind Talkers.
He's actually not a bad actor, but he just chooses some
I just never can see him as an action hero. Like, he's always in these action movies.
Are you serious?
Like,
National Treasure?
Con Air.
National Treasure is a good movie because it reinforces the heroic nature of studying history, but I wish it wasn't Nick Cage. I wish it was like Vin Diesel studying history.
Oh, come on.
That'd be terrible. Nick Cage is way more realistic as a history professor than Vin Diesel.
Kidnap the president.
Wicker Man, another great action film.
Oh, well, Face Off. You can't.
Oh, one of the best films ever made.
Right.
With Johnny T, too.
Right.
Well, didn't his action career start with Gone in 60 Seconds? Or Face Off was probably before that, wasn't it?
Yeah, Face Off was 96.
Well, he had it was Con Air and Face Off were both released the same year.
What's that
Then
one?
he did Snake Eyes.
I watched one recently, was it like Man of War or...
Lord of War, and
Lord
it's one of the
War.
greatest things
Yeah,
ever made.
That was a good
Jared
movie.
Leto.
I like that. That was
Only
that was
good.
A cool one.
It was great.
It was pretty great.
Jared Leto before he became famous.
I can't stand... The more I
Oh, is he the brother?
Yeah.
The more I see Jared...
Back then, 30 Seconds to Mars was about as famous as he was.
Well,
by
he was
himself.
the handsome guy in Fight Club too.
Mm-hmm. And because Edward Norton beat the shit out of him because of it.
I wanted to feel what it'd be like to destroy something beautiful.
Oh, Josh, did you see the news on Variety?
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
It's
It's Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin.
Joaquin.
Okay, whatever. But so Jared Leto, I was excited to see him as the Joker. But the more I see him or just rewatch his scenes as the Joker, the more I'm like, I didn't really like him as the Joker, right? But I think Joaquin Phoenix or Joaquin or I don't know. I think he's going to do a great job because he is great as a fucking crazy dude. And,
hey, Josh, the pickup's different. I might edit this part out. Our listeners are going to get behind the curtains. Either move the mic closer to you or stand up closer. I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if it's because it's a new program or the settings are a bit different. It's just not picking up you like it used to. You're very faint.
You know, I've been hearing that
There we
a
go.
lot.
There we go, yeah.
Yeah, I just moved it into my direction. But I call people all day, and then I've been hearing from a few people I've talked to, I can barely hear you. And I'm like, my voice is fucking loud as shit.
Yeah, you're not a quiet person, so
yeah.
I don't know how that's happening.
Yeah, and I'm definitely going deaf from listening to music.
Well, we're the Apple and iPod generation. All our ears suck. Mm-hmm. I notice every year, I feel like my TV goes up another 2 dots, 2 bars. Mm-hmm. It gets to the point where 100's not going to be enough.
Yeah, my girlfriend always yells at me, and she's like, hey, yeah, they can hear it downstairs. I'm like, I don't give a fuck if they can hear it downstairs. I can't stand my neighbors, by the way. I won't get into that, but I just can't stand my neighbors.
Here we are on the Can't Stand Your Neighbors podcast. We got a call from Josh.
So there's all right. I'll get a little for the listeners, for the 10 listeners we have, or whoever's still
listeners. I bet Josh goes on about trash cans not being emptied, or dog poop in the front lawn.
Dog poop in dead center in my driveway, halfway up, and I'm like, who the fuck has the balls to do that? Just in my driveway. So I had to go out with a shovel and flick this dog poo to the side because I'm like, that's just disrespectful. And I take care of their fucking trash and their assholes. But
what you should do is put their dog poop in a paper bag, put it on their porch, and ring the doorbell. But light the bag on fire. I forgot that part.
Would that be Kyle doing that, or would that be Johnny Skeets doing that?
That'd be Josh doing that. I mean, it's a gamble though, because if they're not home, then he'll have to put it out himself, or else his apartment
It's gonna be a
will
giant poop
eventually
fire.
get burned down. Yeah.
By poop.
They don't care about shit, though. I can tell just...
Literally.
Really, yeah, literally. But I can tell their parents do everything for them. And I guess
you should tell their parents on them.
Their parents wouldn't care. I think I have...
parents.
I have to, like, do things, like, whether it be, like, house upkeep or, like, taking out the trash, just because my mom would threaten me all the time. So now it's, like, instilled in me that I have to do these things. And if other people don't do just common, everyday chores, it irritates the fuck out of me.
We can tell. That was actually pretty good. I was expecting a much longer rant. That was only about a minute.
Yeah. And sad to say that my girlfriend hears it probably every day, and you just need to relax. I'm like, I can't relax.
Yeah, just take a big chill pill.
My chill pill is nothing. I won't go on.
Yeah,
my chill pill.
If you have a bad neighbor story, feel free to write us at P.O. Box 87412.
I'm kind of mad. We haven't emailed. No one's ever emailed us. Our reach just isn't big enough to get like fan emails.
You don't talk about the email though. You have to like.
Is it keeping it 1492 at Gmail?
Yes.
No, it's at youporn.com.
And PornTube and XXXXX,
So
whatever
there-
whatever the hell that
do you
one
think
is.
those exist? Like people who run those sites are just like, yeah, just email me at joaquin4 at pornhub.com.
So
No, we could find out. We create our own site and see if we get emails.
well, after the Patriots lost the Super Bowl, the largest traffic region was in Boston, and it went up 28% after the Patriots lost the Super Bowl. So for some reason, people in Massachusetts feel the need to jerk it after a bad loss.
Yeah, well, I did see the story because I don't watch football that more people got arrested in like the New England Patriots fan region, like Boston, than in Philadelphia. And I was like, Philadelphia's going to burn. It's their first championship in like 40 years. And more people in New England got arrested.
Well, it did make the news. There's like police radio in Philly. Like even though Boston was worse, Philly still had its fair share of shenanigans. Like I guess they greased all like
I saw that
poles,
they greased the poles so people couldn't climb
them, but
But they
then
still did.
people still climbed them. And, like,
Well, at that point, you're
smashed
just
their ass.
making it a challenge.
Some dude ate horse poop.
Oh, I saw that video. Was
Like,
that
for
before
fun?
the Philly game?
No, this was like after.
Like,
Oh,
why did he do it? Was there a reason?
I don't know.
It's
like, why
it's
do
such
Bills-
a weird thing to
He
do.
was
Why do
hungry.
Bills fans jump through tables? Like, I'm completely content with just getting drunk and doing my thing, but never like when I'm drunk, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna jump through a table.
Well, I heard that the Bills did trash Jacksonville. Was it Jacksonville they were in?
Yeah.
Florida? Yeah. Like all the Bills fans that flew down there, they were... Someone told me that they weren't selling the tables to the Bills fans in Florida because they like knew that would happen.
Yeah, that whole Bills
But I
Mafia
feel like,
videos get
I feel
around.
like it would be like hard to... it's like, Walmart's in Jacksonville. Like, sir, you're wearing a Bills jersey. We're not going to sell you this table.
Well, you can do that. Don't have to sell anyone anything.
Yeah, I mean, stores are private entities, fortunately, because we have to live under the shadow of imperialistic capitalism.
Or they just don't want to see their city destroyed by random visitors.
It's just a broken.
Just because
table.
Jacksonville had their own take on Brexit against Bills fans.
How many people are like truly Jaguars fans? Because I feel like it's a very small fan base.
See, in Florida, it's
You
I
have
don't know.
like 3 different football teams there, right? Yeah. So,
Well, you have the Dolphins.
From the short time I
Jags.
lived there,
and the
it's
Buccaneers.
sporting events.
Oh, yeah.
They're more like social events. Like they're not really like diehard fan bases. Like when I lived in Tampa, the Rays never got fans anyway. But like my mom could have bought me season tickets for like $500 when I lived down there, and like
That's 82 games. That's good.
yeah.
Well,
And this is like 2002, 2003, but still like that's 81 games, and it was a couple $100s, and they weren't like terrible seats either.
I mean, Bills season
And, like-
tickets up here are more valuable, I think, just because there's nothing to fucking do in the winter. So it's like,
No, they
Besides
don't go
drink.
They don't go to the games in the winter though. They literally like people will buy the season tickets and then just try to off them.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Well, Josh, you should respect that type of entrepreneurship.
I do, but now the system's kind of biting me because I'm sitting on a few tickets and just waiting. I actually got Elton John tickets.
I was trying to, and
Really?
I couldn't.
Yeah.
Why'd he need you to get him tickets?
Well, so I got 16th row dead center, and I sold them and I made $300.
That's it? Is that a lot?
Yeah, I would say it's pretty. I probably could have listed him.
Isn't he a pretty popular person though?
He sold out really.
It was hard to get him.
I was on like 2 computers and I got the Who tickets pretty easily. Ticketmaster has that thing where you just wait and they do things for you. Whereas tickets.com is like you got to keep refreshing.
Ticketmaster intentionally gives you shittier tickets because they just want you to buy them. That's why you have to keep trying. But if you keep trying, it'll be like their system thinks you're a scalper.
Does it auto-populate?
Tickets.com, I think.
How does it work? Like you don't
scalpers pretty quick.
Do you not pick your tickets? Like does it auto-generate
how much
them?
you're looking for. Normally, can only buy like 4 at a time. I mean, I think the Who like Ticketmaster let you buy more than that, maybe. But
and what it just picks you a section and stuff. You can't choose that yourself.
You can pick like your preferences, but like it won't find you them at that moment. Most likely, like you got to keep refreshing.
They release them in tiers. So believe it or not, when they're first on sale, you'll think those are the best you're getting, but that's really not the case. And the best way to get tickets is by joining fan clubs, or doing like the pre-sale, because that's the majority of tickets are going to those. But like the on sale, I believe it's only 10% of the actual tickets are on sale.
How are all the rest released? Through like fan clubs and stuff?
Yep. So how
many fan clubs are you in then?
Not too many. I joined the Who fan club last year. I was a little PO'd that it didn't apply for the Roger Daltrey show. Most of them are free. You can just sign up. It's really just doing kind of just reading on how, or when these releases are going to happen. Like Justin Timberlake's coming to Buffalo. He has a fan club. I joined it. It was only like $25.
Wait, you weren't already?
No, but he's coming to Buffalo, and I feel like he's going to sell out Buffalo.
Yeah, my mom joined the Elton John fan club, but she did it too late, so it didn't apply for this round. But then, like next time he comes around, she's got.
He's not going to though. This is his last.
That's why it's goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
No. Who? This is JT's last concert.
But here's the thing: did you get tickets to Elton John?
No.
I'm gonna tell you that KeyBank always holds back tickets, so leading up, they're gonna release more.
Oh, I thought you were gonna tell Kyle you had 2 tickets.
No, for face value.
That's good. We'll
so like if I see something, I could like, I'll definitely buy them.
So now our listeners know how tickets work. It's very informative. Thanks, guys.
Dude, certain venues are tough, like Madison Square Garden, but like Buffalo with doing their own ticketing system is so much easier to get tickets.
Well, my parents are looking into Billy Joel, who plays Madison Square Garden, every month. And I guess that's like really backed up, like trying to get tickets for that.
So he just plays at Madison Square Garden?
Once a month.
He plays 12 days a year, the others just like vacation days?
Well, he
plays other places.
12 big paydays and just chills?
When he's not doing that.
He played Syracuse a few years ago. Because when I saw Paul McCartney, it was the same thing. Like I think he did a fan club pre-sale, which was free. And that I got 3 sets of tickets and instantly sold 2 and was able to afford my tickets. But for instance, like I'm sorry, this isn't going to be like a ticket scalping. I'm not all about ticking. I go to these events. I like being able to enjoy the show.
If you keep talking about this, people might think you're some sort of like reseller or swindler of tickets and posters.
Well, I sell stuff to be able to afford my hobbies. Like I'm actually going and enjoying the shows. So, I mean, if anyone needs help or has any questions, feel free to send us an email at, what's our email?
keepingit1492@gmail.com.
I'll be able to help you out. I do help friends out. Believe it or not, I help friends out. Not all about money, Tom.
I know.
Like I got
just a lot of your concert stories involve either buying posters and selling them or buying multiple pairs of tickets and selling them.
Don't let Josh's top hat and monocle fool you.
Right. So all that stuff though. So for instance, like you talk about it, I always sell at what, like if I list something on eBay, I sell it for, so I'm not losing any money. So like let's say I paid $65 for it and they charge me a 10% fee. I listed for $75. If one person bids, I'm getting my money back, but I'm helping that one person who wasn't able to get a poster or whatever. But
yeah.
Entrepreneurship today in the modern times.
So did both of you guys watch the Super Bowl?
I literally just said I don't watch football.
Well,
someone is not listening to the podcast. No, it's not.
Super Bowl, it was one of the best games I've seen.
I didn't watch it, but
So only
I know
one
what
person
happened.
watched it.
I know the end was a nail biter. I'm glad the Patriots
The whole game
lost,
was like back and forth.
because I feel like the Patriots have had their time in the sun for too long.
I hate the Patriots. I hate them because I guess it's the whole bandwagon fans. Like now, like you see so many people wearing Patriots jerseys. But yes, Tom Brady is good. Yes, the Patriots are good. But it needs to just come to an end. We need that's probably why viewership in the NFL is down. Is because the same team is in the Super Bowl.
It's multiple reasons, but I think that's one of the big
45 would say it's because of his influence.
Yeah, believe it or not, it has nothing to do with political influence.
Well, some people... Well, if people are doing it for political reasons, you have the people who are like the NFL's anti-Trump for some reason. But then you also have the other side that's like the NFL isn't addressing like the concussion stuff enough. You know, like the Will Smith movie and everything. But,
Really?
Well, it has a lot to do with how many different available media we have, you know? Going back on a podcast a long, long time ago, like, there's some, like, we have Netflix, we have cable television, like, where do you put your attention to?
Yeah, your only option isn't the Puppy Bowl anymore. You got a lot of... Like, my parents, I was home and they're watching the Super Bowl when it first came on. Then I, like, saw them later, and they're just watching, like, some random-ass movie. And then they switch back to the Super Bowl for the halftime show, and then, like, towards the end.
Yeah,
speaking
of which...
I'm just going to skip the beginning.
Do either of you guys have Hulu? Like, do you
Yes.
want to pay for it? Did you see they released their earnings statement for this year?
No.
Do you want to guess how much Hulu lost?
Oh, they lost money.
Take a stab.
Ooh.
You know Hulu lost money.
200 mil.
200 mil. Okay, you know they're backed by like the big four. Do you want to take a guess, Kyle, how much they lost?
$5 billion.
Nope. Their 2017 earnings was a negative 970 million.
Wow.
Why are they
The
hurting
big
so
four invested $1 billion in this year in like original programming and stuff. So after $1 billion investment, they lost 970 of it. So I don't know how streaming works, but that seems severely in the red to me. If you put in $1 billion and lost almost everything you put in.
Yeah, but how long ago did they put $1 billion in?
This year. It was for 2017.
Well, there's a lot wrong with Hulu.
I just saw it. It just sticks out.
There's
Like
a lot wrong
losing
with-
almost $1 billion.
with every individual streaming service, and if some like third-party streamer can come along and kind of like do what all the streaming services do well, but then like fix those like broken parts, then they would.
They intentionally, most of these services don't release their new content because they want you to sign up for cable.
Yeah.
And that's like the biggest thing. That's why they're hurting. They just need to give it up, fucking release it. People will fucking pay for it. I stream, like, if I'm not able to see a new episode of something, I'll go and I'll stream it illegally. I will stream it illegally.
Yep, sorry, I said it wrong. Hulu lost $920 million after they invested $1 billion this year.
It's still almost $1 billion. That's crazy.
According to who, though? So that means they only made what? They made $1 billion investment. They only made $80 million off that $1 billion investment.
That's correct.
But Netflix is the same way. Netflix is in the hole a lot of money.
I mean, net neutrality is
I would
going
assume
to
so,
hurt
but-
those companies as well. I mean, Netflix just increased their prices, which, you know, by like $3 or something.
That's
which
why
is
it dropped
ridiculous.
Prime. Amazon Prime. They did $2.
I mean,
You know, they're
I have
making like
all
I have
three,
it basically.
but it's because, you know, I pay for Netflix, then my brother pays for Hulu, my parents pay for Amazon Prime, so I'm like part of all of that.
It's part of Amazon's push. They want everyone to do the yearly membership for $100. So like, you know, before it was like save $20 on for a year membership instead of doing the monthly. Now by adding $2, like save $50 by signing up for a yearly membership because you know you want to go that money up front because month to month they can cancel. So you want to maximize your money. So if you can, they're trying to monetize that by saying, hey, we're raising monthly rates, but yearly staying the same. So spend this now, you get a year of it, and you're going to save $50.
See, to me, what streaming services need to do is allow you to look at everything that they have. Like, it's really hard on Netflix or Hulu to just be like, let me see like all your movies alphabetically. Let me see all your TV shows alphabetically.
You can't. It's impossible. Like, is there an AC? Like, I know on Netflix, There's not like an A through Z search.
No, there's not.
I don't have Hulu, but I'm assuming Hulu runs pretty much the same way.
Yeah.
And Amazon, same way. Like
Amazon's probably the worst because you try to search for something and then they'll give you like the things that...
The thing that annoys me most about Amazon, they're like, because they have all the movie packages you can add on. It's like you'll search a movie and you're like, oh, sweet, they have it. And you click on it, it's like, sign up for Star's 7-day trial, then $19.99 a month after or something. Like, just show me the stuff that you offer.
And that's the hardest is you actually can like sign up for these like third-party apps just to see everything that your streaming service offers, and even though those apps want you to like sign up and jump through hoops, which is stupid. But
does Hulu do that? Like I know Netflix doesn't. Just Amazon's the only one I know that like
Hulu,
has just grotesque promotion of like add-on memberships in its membership.
Hulu, it's not really like the add-on stuff, but you have to jump through hoops to like find out exactly all that they have. Because to me, like I don't really care about the new stuff so much. I mean, for certain
you
things...
care about your 70s shows like Columbo?
Yeah, like, I want, like, if some streaming service came out and they have, like, every obscure old show, I want to see, like, 1960s Johnny Quest, Jabberjaw. I just found out Hulu had Xena, and I was like, why isn't Hulu, like, putting that on my front page? Like, hey, don't you want to watch Xena Warrior Princess?
Maybe you're not watching enough old-time shows. Because you know that's recommended off your viewing history. You're watching enough like 1960s
It depends.
Shows.
I mean, it's all over the place.
You know what you gotta do? Just before you leave for work in the morning, just let your Hulu run. Eventually you get enough where they'll be like, this man for some reason only watches 1960s melodramas. And then you'll just get all 1960s melodramas.
Columbo spans decades.
Does he?
I think he's 60s into the late 70s. Does Columbo get into the 80s? I don't think.
I think he does.
I'm still sad that Columbo's the reason why we got a copyright infringement on YouTube.
No, it was Matlock.
Oh, okay.
You're getting your elderly detectives mixed up.
I'm sorry. I don't know how I could have possibly done that.
Right? Is Matlock a lawyer?
Yeah. Columbo was the detective with the lazy eye.
Oh.
And one more thing.
Yeah.
I see you got some milkshakes over there, and milkshakes for two when you didn't even finish these. Like you said, you were alone last night. Why do you have these old milkshakes sitting here? That's how Columbo does it.
That's how he deduces his crimes.
He makes you feel all comfortable, like, oh, you got away with it.
And then the villain's always like, all right, I did it. I killed him.
He's never Columbo knows who did it like as soon as he like walks into the room, but then he just has to find that link that he can like tell the other cops.
So would Columbo have been a good clue player?
Excellent clue.
Yeah, he'd be like, let me guess right now. Like you just start the game, be like, I know what's in that envelope. Colonel Mustard with the rope.
That's why I don't play Clue with Columbo.
I've never played Clue with Columbo either. Not even Simpsons Clue, the DVD game.
Is there really a DVD game?
There's some kind of
how old is
DVD
it?
Clue.
DVD?
I have a Simpsons Clue, but I don't think that one has a DVD.
What's next? So you got the Star Trek beta?
It's funny how like at one point those like games like don't you want to play Clue with the DVD? At one point that was like high tech, and now it's just like a hassle. Like I don't want to pop in a DVD.
Do you think everything's going to be digitized one day? I know it's
it
already
seems
happened.
like it's going there. It's sad.
Well, some people think we're digitized right now. We're just part of the hologram.
I bought, going more off of tickets, I bought tickets for Jack White. Got some Dave Matthews tickets this year. There's a few.
Do you think Jack White and Jack Black are eternal rivals?
No. So I got tickets for Jack White. Every ticket I bought comes with a physical CD. So I'm going to literally...
How many physical CDs do you have?
CDs as party favors. I bought 4 Jack White tickets.
So you got 4 CDs coming your way?
Yeah. And then I got 4 Dave Matthews tickets, so I'm getting 4 Dave Matthews CDs.
Well, maybe you can get them signed at the concert and just monetize them as well.
Their violinist he resigned from the band, but I think there's more to it than that.
Is he getting named?
I think he was, because I was reading about it.
Has he been named, or will he get named?
There was a lawsuit brought against him a few years ago that his business partner that he was working with basically said he would use his fame to bring in like young young tennis players, young male tennis players,
to
a place he would call Narnia.
This sounds like a risky
So here's
encounter.
the funny thing. So he tells this elaborate story, and you would be like, all right, this is bullshit. Reasons why I believe this. Years ago, not too many, 2013, we...
it's not so long ago.
Briar Baggs and I go to Darien Lake to see Dave Matthews, and Briar's just like...
Those are all fake names, listeners.
Yeah, fake names. Briar was like...
You can't even make those names up. I mean, the opposite, they're fake names.
He's like, hey, Boyd Tinsley is meeting fans in a Tops parking lot.
Were you too old?
Well, we show up. There's Boyd Tinsley's bus in a Tops parking lot. Out comes this 6'2" jacked black man who his MO is elongated hugs. I'm not talking about 30 seconds. I'm talking about 5 or 6 minute hugs. Embracing people, not saying a fucking word. So
did you get one? Did you get a hug?
No, you know me with I have so many just issues with that. I'm just no, I'm not doing it. And Briar and Bags, fake names, were looking at me are you sure? This is your only time. I'm like, listen, I don't want a 50-year-old man hugging me for 6 minutes. I don't feel comfortable with it. So wouldn't you know, Bags and Briar both do it. Literally 6 minutes each, not saying a word. Bags resting his head on his... It literally was he was smelling him. Just nothing, rubbing his back. It was the most homoerotic thing I've ever seen. And I'm just shaking my head. And literally I was when they got done, I'm how was it? Oh, it was great. You should do it. I'm no, I'm not going to do it. But so literally I'm thinking there's some kind of sexual assault definitely happened. That's my thoughts. And I wish I took a video of it, but just seeing Bags hug this guy was the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. And then you could tell there would be moments when when you let go from a hug, you're just all right, I'm done.
Did they try to get out and the guy just nah,
yeah,
you're staying
he would
here.
just continue hugging, literally hugging.
And he never said a word during any of these embraces.
Never said a word. No,
it's creepy. That seems like something Johnny Skeets would do.
I took a photo of Bags. I could probably still. Oh my god, it was too funny. It was the most awkward fucking thing though. Yeah, but that happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm getting a bunch of...
that was a great fictional story.
Yeah, no, it was all real. And
the feels were real.
If Briar left, I'm sure he could tell you the story, but...
Imaginary friend. So, Kyle.
So?
Any new historical things? Anything worth noting?
Oh, yes. Yes, I have a very historical development that I stumbled upon today. Turns out Avril Lavigne, just like Paul McCartney, died. Avril Lavigne died in 2003 and 2002, 2003 and she was replaced with an imposter.
She does look kind of different.
You just got him.
She does look kind of different. Yep.
You just got him riled up. He was Josh was concerned.
Remember Avril Lavigne when she came out with Skater Boy?
Was that Skater Boy?
Yeah, she was.
Oh, now you're a See You Later boy.
She was punk rock. She was dissing Britney Spears for lip syncing.
See, no, this is the thing.
She had
Avril Lavigne was like every punk kid. They really wanted to be one of the cool kids, but they weren't cool enough. Then they got a little bit of talent. Then they could finally be a cool kid, and that's what happened.
Nope. She was replaced by this woman named Melissa, and all of a sudden her skin isn't all full of blemishes. She got caps. She took Proactiv.
She was in the Proactiv commercials.
I think that was post 2003 though.
Oh, no, this is not real.
Avril Lavigne killed herself because the fame was getting to her. Just like,
didn't she get married to the dude from Sum 41?
No, I think she got married to her guitar player, but of course that wasn't.
She got married
real
to the
Avril.
guy from Nickelback.
Okay, now we're just saying things.
Oh, shit.
Chad the Krog.
Before he went crazy and made those weird videos?
You see, after? Skater Boy Avril would have never.
She would have said, "See you later, boy."
Married the singer of Nickelback. She would have went for someone cooler.
No, this is not real. I'm not even going to dignify this with a Google search.
Believe it. She has changed because she's a different person.
Well, yeah, she's got old. It's like 20 years ago.
Just like Paul McCartney. The signs are all there. The walrus is Paul because Paul McCartney when they found him, his teeth were all messed up when he died, so he looked like a walrus. So then, instead of joking about it, the Beatles decided to tell us that the walrus was Paul, because it's the only way they can tell us without getting killed by, the Illuminati.
Is this what you
And look
do
at the only Beatles there left.
with your spare time?
Ringo, because Paul McCartney isn't real.
Do you just look at musician conspiracy theories and
Is
this what you put on your students?
Actually, that was like one of the first like history books I got into was all about musician conspiracy theories, rock and roll, how Led Zeppelin made a pact with the devil, except for John Paul Jones and the bass player.
Who was this book written by?
Pretty reputable authority
that you can't name.
I forgot his name.
Sounds real reputable.
Because his name has probably just been drawn through the carts of manure that they drag anyone who's speaking the truth through.
I feel bad for Avril Lavigne. If she has to deal with this in her life, random people coming up and accusing her of not being herself.
Listen, Tom, Avril Lavigne is dead, okay?
I'm kind of sad.
Avril Lavigne, she was a whole different person in 2003. She's dead.
Does she still make music? Is that what Lavigne's still doing
The
things?
shadow government is trying to cover up what the old Avril Lavigne was trying to tell us, is that, you can't be the most popular person in school, okay? It's okay that you're not. You can follow your dreams and do things different.
Why do you sound like a WWF
That's
wrestler?
Alex Jones.
Hell, I've noticed this is your podcast radio thing. When you run out of things to say, you go into that voice.
It's
and
Alex
you start
Jones.
saying things.
It's not me. It's Alex Jones. He's our fourth guy on the show.
Again, you can't keep calling yourself different names to make your bad behavior okay.
Alex Jones, InfoWars. Alex Jones is a reputable guy. InfoWars now has a White House press pass.
That's sad, and they're hard to get usually.
Well, not anymore.
They're highly covered.
We
the
could
White
probably
House
get
kind of
one. We could probably get one if we want to. We'll just be hey, we have 100 listens total. Can we get a White House press pass?
You know what would be a very interesting thing to do would be to completely just change your political affiliation and just roll with it. You know what I mean? Even though you're
that worked out great for certain countries.
No. To get the press pass, just keep going with it.
Yeah.
Just go as far as you could, because you could probably get deep into a circle.
Are you saying we jump to the other side and just...
I have just given
See, but how far can we go? Because now that him and Brie Bart are parted ways, we can't go that crazy.
You can... there's things on, on Facebook, our local news will post, and I will literally just comment to just rile up people. But it'll just be
the local news is the worst.
Right. This is Obama's fault. And people will like it. You're yeah, you're so right. No. And I'm what I'm saying is a fucking joke. I'll say something completely radical and out there. But there will people will agree with me. And then there will be people you're an idiot. And obviously I know what I'm saying isn't true. But it's just funny to see how many fucking people just get behind these.
That is terrible.
Right.
You can literally write just Obama's wrong without any sort of substance to it of saying why it's his fault, and you'll get 1,000 likes.
Right.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I literally said 3 words.
You cannot argue. At this point, you cannot really argue with Trump supporters because they're hardcore in their beliefs. It's same thing with...
Do you guys remember the movie
Libtards, liberals are hard in their beliefs. But...
Josh, you're getting pretty triggered right now.
Yeah, well, just because to me it's common sense. A lot of this stuff is common sense, and I'm sure
that left America a few years ago.
I can't look at the local stuff because what they say about Mayor Lovely Warren. I mean, I don't agree with everything the mayor does or whatever, but the racial things that come out about the mayor and these comments, on local news things.
Right.
What's going on? I haven't watched local news in years.
Oh, speaking of local news. Did you see Cuomo is approving $50 million in state funds for High Falls to revitalize it?
Really? I didn't know that.
Are they going to make the falls higher?
No, it's going to be a freaking awesome, it's going to be a green space shopping district.
So they're actually, they're finally going to put something near Frontier Field?
Genesee Brewery, right? And all that?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because a lot of those buildings are abandoned and they're shitty to look at.
Which sucks because...
High Falls is the pinnacle of Rochester.
And you think during summer, Red Wings games are $10. If you had some where people could go after the game at 9:30, 10, and not just drive past WXXI and go back to wherever they're coming from.
Cuomo said
you put a Dave and Buster's next to it?
So Cuomo said he's putting $50 million towards that, and people started responding, well, what about crime in that area? Here's the thing. If you revitalize an area, typically crime tends to move elsewhere.
Is that a high crime area? Like, I don't go there.
Not
There's
really.
nothing
Well,
there.
really-
There's literally, what? There's small
problem
businesses,
is-
WXXI, Frontier Field, and the remnants of Kodak, that parking lot.
Well, the problem is there isn't that many small businesses out there. It's just emptiness. Like the whole center city is really like that. Like, you think of where people go to hang out, it's always in what used to be the suburbs of Rochester. Like this area used to be considered a suburb, the South Wedge. I'm talking about like.
Right.
1800s it was considered a suburb, and then it was
when it
absorbed
took
by
you
the
3
city.
days to go 5 miles.
Most big cities, like the center city is where like the culture is.
Not
like
in
in
Rochester,
Rochester, it's
yeah.
like elsewhere.
Since Midtown, this is no joke, Midtown was built on top of an Indian burial ground.
Get the fuck out
I
of here.
swear, my dad read this book he got out of the library. They used to call it, in the 1800s, they used to call it Hoodoo Corners. Because Midtown was built right on Indian burial ground. We're
Midtown
in
Rochester, or is this a building?
Rochester.
The actual
Midtown,
city, you mean like the actual Midtown
used to be,
of the city?
Yeah, Midtown used to be like
I was
just the area where...
I was thinking of Southtown, where like Old Country Buffet is.
No, that's
I'm
in like
confused.
Greece.
I'm sorry. I got really confused.
Dude, Toys R Us and Old Country Buffet, that used to be my favorite afternoon as a kid.
I thought that's what you were talking like. That building is built on a burial ground. I'm like,
No.
We're talking about Rochester. Why are we talking about
Midtown used to be like pretty much like a mall, like a shopping center in Center City until like early 90s, really. I think they took it out. And you said
First
like
indoor shopping mall in the country.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
now it's not there anymore.
Well, yeah, it
Sign
used
the
to have
times.
like a monorail to ride. I rode that. Like
I did
can
too.
barely remember Santa used to come there. Like that was the place to see Santa and all this Christmas shit.
Why is Rochester so bad with transportation like that? Monorail didn't work. Subway didn't
It was
work.
literally just a monorail for kids that like
So-
went around.
Still, it didn't
So
work, did
even
it?
with the subway, we just gave up on it. It's something if we embraced, it would be
Well, that's
Great.
the
It's
story
like-
of a lot of cities.
Does public transit work in smaller cities? Like Rochester, like proper, like the actual city of Rochester is not like huge.
Rochester used to have the subway, and it also used to have like early streetcars. They're called like omnibuses.
Oh, I would
And,
love some streetcars. It'd be so much fun.
But what happened is the auto industry lobbied too hard in really all major cities. So like you had like Firestone, like tire companies and things lobbying because they're like, we want to make buku bucks off of public transportation. So a lot of subways and other streetcars, things like that, were ripped out so they can
so you
use
just
buses.
get weird bus rides.
And now you're selling gas, you're selling tires, you're selling buses.
It'd be so cool if there was a monorail or something in Rochester.
Dude, the subway, like a lot of people have that map of the subway system, and it shows where the subway actually went, and then it shows like where they were planning on building it to
They
go.
wanted to go out to like Hilton and like the West Side area.
Well, maybe eventually, but the one map I know.
Was it ever
Just
active?
went
Was it
basically-
a real thing at some point, or was it
Yeah,
just
my
like,
grandma
drawn up?
wrote it when she was a little girl. It like was ripped out in the 50s.
Oh wow! So this is long ago. So I know like one of our friends, like he has the map. He has the map in his house. Like I didn't realize how long ago it was. I thought it was like 70s.
Like the map that they have, it doesn't show like the real suburban areas, but it shows like you can get anywhere in Rochester, like from like Irondequoit to the South Wedge up to Greece, like Henrietta. It would be so useful.
So you mentioned the Red Wings. Did you see like the recent news with them? Is that they
They canceling their season like the Rhinos?
the county won't agree on. So it's basically coming down to payments. Who's going to pay for upkeep of the stadium? The Red Wings don't own the stadium. The county owns the stadium, but the county does not want to put the money into the stadium. They want the Red Wings to pay for.
We need to make every night Batman night.
I mean, they're already doing the every Thursday's garbage plate day.
Well,
or
if you don't have the Red Wings there, who's going to go there?
literally, it will turn to what a lot of stadiums do. Like, if they do basic upkeep, they'll have a couple concerts there in the summertime. And I'm sure Frontier Field won't be a great venue for concerts. I know they do like 90 PXY's thing there.
It would be a great venue. It's like The Rhino Stadium would be a great concert venue.
So, I mean,
it's just the reason why the Rhino Stadium did not succeed is because they shouldn't have moved the Rhinos away from Frontier Field. Let's be honest. You could turn the Rhino Stadium into an outdoor concert venue. I think would be amazing. It's already built. You could just do a few minor adjustments, and then you have this great fucking amphitheater.
Well, that's how out of the loop I was. Like, didn't the Rhinos used to play at Frontier Field?
Yeah, and they would sell out.
It was like, I think, 90s. Early 2000s.
Where
like
are they
after
now?
Silver Stadium. They play in Salem Stadium, which is a few blocks up.
Oh, okay. So they're still...
I can't give you the... It's
still like in center
Salem
city.
Stadium, it's where the women's soccer team played. It's where the Rhinos played.
Whoa.
And it's where...
So you're telling me we have men and women soccer players playing in the same place?
Alex Morgan played in the team for years.
I don't know.
She's a very famous women's soccer player. She went to Europe.
I only know that
the Rochester
Abby,
Rattlers, who are the outdoor lacrosse
Abby
team.
Wombat.
And the Rochester Rattlers, which is the outdoor lacrosse team, played there. They moved to Texas this year because they couldn't.
I know somebody who
survive
served Abby Wombat at a restaurant. I guess she tipped pretty great.
That's good. Cool story, bro.
It's always nice. I mean, that's what everyone wonders when people go to restaurants. It's like, well, they have money. Did they tip good?
Well, see, here's the thing with that, though. If you do, like, terrible service, do you deserve a good tip? Just because someone has money?
Yeah, you do.
That seems very pretentious and bourgeoisie of you.
That's why they pay more taxes.
Do they, though? With these new tax breaks, do they, though?
Well, actually, that's another New York state topic.
Oh, can we talk about this Child Leave Act thing? I have to pay $1.70 a week, a paycheck for the Leave Act. It's the Family Leave Act. It's where if you have, like, a sick family member or a newborn child, you can take time off.
Oh, okay.
It's like 0.001% of your taxes each pay cycle. If you look at it, it's in yours too, but it'll be like 50 cents.
But New York State is changing. Now employers, for jobs where you get tips, now your employers get to decide what they want to do with the tips.
So they can not give them to you?
Yeah.
If you don't get tips, that you have to pay paid at least minimum wage, correct?
I think that's how it's going to work, but the problem is
you can't be denied tips and be paid minimum wage. Then that's like indentured servitude.
But now you have these waiters, waitresses, bartenders, all the tip jobs. Those used to be like, you can make buku dollars.
You really like saying that word in reference to money. I've just noticed you say that word a lot in reference to money.
I guess. All those people, they used to be able to like pay their rents just by being in those service tip jobs. Now they might have some trouble with that.
It's all right. Oh, well, that's our garbage being brought in, listeners. You can hear that from outside our house.
I was seeing like a hat bopping around in the window.
I asked one of my roommates to get them when he got back because it'd be nice, but just here and over there. So we're hitting about our normal ending point, and Josh is enthralled in his phone.
No, I'm sorry, I'm looking at Instagram.
Josh, you're pulling a me like last time when I just did not pay attention for about 40 minutes. I listened and didn't hear myself talk once, I don't think. Was I even there? I feel like I wasn't even here.
Yeah, you just went upstairs and took a nap.
That's what it seemed like. I think I heard myself make some animal noises at some point, and then just disappeared.
I was trying to like figure out like what to title it and like what's the description.
What are you doing, Tom? Like,
and I was like, I kept like scrolling through like trying to pick random parts, and it was just mostly me and Josh talking. Like, see a bunch of time.
I want to thank everyone for listening to the Keeping It 1492 podcast.
Plug our website, plug our...
I'm going to... I've got out of the plugging, too. You can find us on the Facebook. You can find us on the website, keepingit1492.com. You can follow us on Twitter and be like our third follower. You can also email us at keepingit1492@gmail.com. Maybe we can start some sort of pen pal program, be revolutionary. And that's it. You can say bye. No Johnny Skeets, bye.
Johnny Skeets?
No Joshy Jangles, bye.
I thought it was... Jimmy Josh.
Jimmy Jangles. Jimmy Jangles.
Hey, this is Johnny Skeets. Just back at it. Like if you're a girl, you just send us an email, and we'll read your fan mail on the next podcast. Okay.